Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you're well on this wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. And you know what it means when it's Wednesday? That's right, baby. It's the midweek hump. And we all love a midweek hump. Anyway, you're looking absolutely amazing. We're going to get straight into the meat and potatoes today. So I'm going to be calling someone out. And who is that someone? That's it. Steve Goncalves. Now, Idaho 4 case has kind of captured the hearts and minds of many around the world. And what we will say to start with is that the pain and suffering of losing a child is the worst, is the absolute worst. And I wouldn't wish it on anybody. It's horrendous. And what happened to those 4 over in Moscow, Idaho on that fateful night is nothing short of just pure evil on earth. And whoever was the person who did that, they do deserve the full force of the worst punishment that we have to offer them. Now, what I will say is, sadly, I'm not someone who can convict Brian Kohberger of this crime based on what I've seen already. I feel that there is a long way to go, and I do feel that anybody who is at the stage where they have convicted this guy of this crime at this stage are either overlooking specific things or they are failing to understand certain things. And look, I'm not naive enough to think that later on down the line, some of these huge gaps will not be filled. That is obviously what the vast majority of us do expect. And if that's going to happen, then there are shocks to come. But what I'm saying is, at this point in time, I need to see those gap fillers. I can't just assume that they're going to be there and base my thought process in this moment on something that may happen and is expected to happen later on down the line. I just don't function that way. But anyway, that's by and by. We know Steve Goncalves loved Kaylee and continues to love her from beyond the grave. Do you know what I mean? It's something that you can see, you can feel. It's palpable. It's you know, he's doing as much as he can and more. Some of it you could argue is damaging, but he's basically on autopilot a lot of the time because of what he's suffering. But let's make no bones about it. Steve Goncalves isn't an absolute hero when it comes to children. Because for those of you who have been around the channel a while, and some of you who have obviously followed around what's going on, you will know that Steve Goncalves does in fact have another daughter, and her name is Samantha. Samantha has been in the comments here before. I've spoken to Samantha after doing a video that kind of backed up what Samantha had brought out herself about her relationship with her father, and how even in the aftermath of what happened to her half-sister, there was still seemingly no reparation between Steve and Samantha. He still shunned her, and it seems that this was something that had happened because Kaylee's mum seemingly didn't want Samantha around Steve because it reminded her of a previous relationship, and she's that insecure that she didn't want it. I'm speculating. That's not an actual fact, but I can't understand why the father wouldn't want to have something to do with his daughter. But there is more to that, because what you also see with Steve Goncalves is Steve Goncalves has almost become the mouthpiece of the Idaho 4 situation. You know, he's front and center all the time. He's talking about it. He's at the helm of the Goncalves Army. And what that entails, part of the administration, if you like, of the Goncalves Army, is to thank people. Thank people who do things in Kaylee's memory. That might be that they draw a picture and send a picture, or upload a picture, upload a post. They might do a short video that shows pictures of Kaylee, and they'll overlay a nice tune in the background, and Steve and Kristie will obviously get on there and they will acknowledge this. You know, this is fantastic to see. We're proud of, you know, of what this army has become, and how you can join us in celebrating the life of Kaylee and honour her after her death, and we thank you for all these things that we're being sent. But what I find quite alarming is that Kaylee's half-sister has done so much in the name of Kaylee in the background, some truly amazing stuff, and I'll thank those of you that came to me and told me about this, because I hadn't seen it until you guys raised it. But I am doing this to make more and more people aware of it, so more and more people can perhaps question the things what I question, and that is, if you can literally thank a stranger for sending you a picture or a drawing that was done in memory of Kaylee, why can't you even acknowledge Kaylee's half-sister for planting a forest for Kaylee? And what am I talking about? I'm talking about this. Now, I'm not going to show you the whole thing because you need to go over and you need to go and see it yourself. But this is Samantha Nelson's TikTok. And what she's basically done, she has been taking donations in honour of Kaylee, and she has purchased a section, it would appear, of the Amazon rainforest, and it's a monkey sanctuary, tree sanctuary. They are planting trees and repairing sections of the forest where there's been deforestation. They're replanting trees in Kaylee's honour. I'll just show you a short section of this as she's making the actual sign for the sanctuary itself, but Kaylee's trees. And you think to yourself, why would a father not acknowledge this work? Why would Steve not show people what is being done by her own family when he can, again, as aforementioned, he can look, Kaylee's trees. This, Steve, this is what your other daughter is doing for Kaylee. She is literally planting trees and building something that will last forever in Kaylee's name. It ain't a key ring, it ain't a drawing, it's not a load of songs put together. This is what she is doing. And, the question was asked a while ago, why was Samantha being kept secret? Why was it like some dirty little secret? And still to this day, with this work being done, why are we not seeing the Goncalves family, who are so quick to thank the 60-odd thousand followers who do follow them every day and think that they're some amazing family? How can they thank them but not thank this? Why can't they acknowledge this? Why can't they show their Goncalves Army an insight into what is happening here? Do you even know? Do you even know what is going on? Are you familiar with what Samantha is doing, Steve and Kristie? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. This is the work that's being done. This is what Kaylee Goncalves' half-sister Samantha Nelson is doing right now for Kaylee. Something that will go on and on and on. And it's not being acknowledged. It's not being, not being shared, not being celebrated by the people who are seemingly suggesting that they have Kaylee's best interests at heart. They've even gone as far as sort of adopting Maddie and saying that, it's like another daughter. Well, this is your fucking daughter. This here, right here, doing this is your daughter. Why aren't you acknowledging it? Just don't get it. Let me know down below if you knew what was going on, what Samantha was doing. Were you aware? How amazing is the work that she's doing? Anyway, I'll catch you all in the next one.